Alright there YouTube, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be working on my '01 Chevy Express van. It broke a ball joint. So, we're going to get that torn apart, get that fixed up, so that we can move this thing out of the shop because it came in here on a tow truck. I was kind of surprised when the ball joint broke because I had remembered putting ball joints in this, about a year and a half ago. Hadn't even run through a set of tires in that time, and so I was rather surprised that the ball joint broke. And then I remembered that I didn't change all 4 ball joints, I changed 3 ball joints and figured, I'll grab the other one later, and completely forgot about it. So it ended up breaking on me going down the road, and the van came skidding to a halt, and it was not fun. So that was definitely my fault. And then I had even rotated tires on this maybe a week before, and I didn't even check the ball joints because I had remembered just putting ball joints in it. So we're going to put a ball joint in it, and it bent one of the tie rods when it broke, so we're going to replace both the tie rods, check out the rest of the front end, make sure everything's good to go, and get this thing fixed up. So anyway, let's get to it. Now the first thing we're going to need to do is go ahead and get these tires off of here. Now, in case anyone was wondering why it's called a ball joint, it's called a ball joint because it's a ball and a joint. Seems how we got an exploded view of it there. And see, the ball goes in the joint. That's why it's called a ball joint. Got the cotter key off. We're going to take the nut off now. Now we're going to remove the ball end here. Now this is a tapered fit. Sometimes it can be difficult to get out, but we're going to apply some tension on this with this tool here. And if it doesn't pop, I'll give it a smack with the hammer. And that's the ball end removed. Alright, so I've got my ball joint press rigged up on here now, and we're going to try to press this lower half of this ball joint out. Now, I had used this press in another video not too long ago, and I got a lot of comments on it saying that you're supposed to use an impact on these. And although you can get away with it most of the time, this is a fairly inexpensive ball joint press, so not necessarily the highest quality. And when you use an impact on them, you run a good chance that you're going to gull the threads on your screw press. So generally, I don't use an impact unless the situation calls for using an impact. If the situation calls for it, I will do it. You can see that I do have the threads greased on this, but when you use an impact on them, you run a fairly high risk of galling the threads on your press. And that's not something that you necessarily want to do. That's pressed most of the way out here now, but my adapter on the top here bottomed out, so Just gonna go ahead and take this off, and then it should be fairly easy to knock it the rest of the way through there. So here's your ball joint. Now here's our new ball joint. Okay, now we're just gonna press our new ball joint in. Okay, now with our new ball joint pressed in, you can go ahead and remove the press. Make sure that we put our boot back on here. We've got the spindle tied up out of the way here, so we're going to drop that back down. Drop that back on there. Reinstall our castle nut. Be sure to torque this to the proper amount of ugga-duggas. Always install a new cotter key. Now the next thing we need to do is remove this bent tie rod end link. First thing, remove the cotter key. Now you never want to reuse cotter keys, so it doesn't matter if we damage this when we take it out or not. Cotter keys are cheap, just always replace them. There we go. Now surely I can't be the only one that gets annoyed by this, but I go to take these loose and I look at it and I grab a 1/2 inch and a 9/16. But they're not a 1/2 inch and a 9/16. It's a 12 and a 13 millimeter. Working on a Chevy, I expect it to be imperial sizes rather than metric, but surely I can't be the only one that finds that annoying. We're going to take this loose. See it? Yep, we can actually... Good, someone anti-seized that when they put it in. So here's our new and our old tie rod ends. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark where that last thread is on this so we can screw it in close. Okay, so I just took a paint marker and I marked where it goes in, applied some anti-seize. Click. Okay, so I've got all my parts replaced now that I wanted to get replaced. I went through and I checked everything else on the front end. Got everything all greased up, ready to go. And now we're ready to do the alignment. Now to do the alignment, what I've got is I've got 2 string lines set up. You can see they're on a mark here. I've got marks on both sides. And then I've got the same thing in the back. See my mark there? And then what you do is you make sure that your measurement from the string line to your rear wheel is the same on both sides. And you make sure that your string line to the center of your front wheel is the same on both sides. And that makes sure that everything's squared up. Now I've already done this side, but basically what you do is you take a ruler and you will measure your distance from the wheel to the string line, and then you go to the front side of the wheel and you do the same thing. Now you need to be very careful not to touch the string line when you do this, because you can deflect the string line rather easily. Take your measurement. Take your measurement again. In my measurement, I want a 1/16 of an inch more distance between the string line and the rim on the front of the wheel as the back of the wheel, because I want a total of 1/8 of an inch toe in. So if your wheels are like this, if they're perfectly parallel, you have 0 toe. If they're out like this, that's toe out. If they're in like this, you've got toe in. Now you want a little bit of toe in just because you have deflection of the sidewall of the tire. And so when you turn the wheel, you want a little bit of preload already on the deflection of the tire. It helps make the vehicle more stable. If you have toe out, then it creates a certain amount of instability. So you want just a little bit of toe in. You don't want so much that you cause excessive tire wear, but you want a little bit of preload on your tire so that when you turn, it makes a nice smooth turn. So we want a total of 1/8 of an inch of toe in. So we want a 1/16 of an inch more distance at the front of the rim as we've got at the back of the rim. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. It's also important to make sure that you have your steering wheel centered in the vehicle when you do this, but looking at this tire, you can visually see that it's turned outwards. Now if we take a measurement here at the back of the wheel, you can see we've got about a 3/4 of an inch of toe out. So we're going to need to fix that. Now because this tie rod is on the front side of the tire, we need to make this distance shorter. All right, so after a few more times round and round, we got it exactly where we want it. Everything should be good on the alignment. I just gotta go to the junkyard, get a new little bottom corner fender piece, new plastic inner fender, because that all got wrecked. But suspension's all done, should be good to go. I got our string lines taken down, got it back down on the ground, and we're gonna take this for a test drive. Alright, so it's really flipping windy out here today, so that may cause it to pull a little bit. Well, if it pulls to the left a little bit towards the center line, then that's because of the wind. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this for a little drive here, make sure everything's working as it should. Wind's blowing us around a little bit, but it's driving good. Driving nice and straight. If I can hit a little sheltered area here, I'll go ahead and take my hands off the wheel. Lost you guys there. Okay, we got a little tree shelter here. Yeah, drives pretty straight. Camera doesn't want to stand up. Yeah, we're driving with the wind here now. You can see, take my hands completely off the steering wheel. Drives nice and straight, so. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. Thank you. Have a great day.